Hello and welcome to Riverside Crafts. I'm Ray and today we're going to be looking at how I make a box card. This one is done with using the butterfly die that's from the Riverside Crafts collection. I have to say it's a very nice die, it cuts beautifully. I did use a tumble dry sheet to give it a good wipe over first, so that because with it being quite intricate, so it would release nicely, and that definitely did the job. So definitely worth having to go at. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did and how I've done this, and we'll go from there. The first thing is a piece of A4 card, and I lay it landscape on my embossing on my scoring board, and I score at 7 centimeters and at 14. I then fold it at the 14 centimeters, move it back to the again and do again and repeat at 7 and 14. I then turn it portrait and score at 10 centimeters all the way down. So that gives me a nicely scored sheet. Okay, you see all the score lines, I hope. So that's that bit. When I've got it scored, the next thing I have to do is cut it. So I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to follow the score line down. And this piece I'm going to trim off. I don't need that bit. So that little piece is waste. Okay. Hi Sarah, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a nice day today. And that's certainly turning cooler as we go along. I'm going to trim down very carefully down each of these score lines. So I'll just repeat myself again. I've scored at 7, 14, folded it in half because my scoreboard isn't wide enough, and at 7 and 14 again. But if I was doing it on a big scoreboard, it would be 7, 14, 21 and 28 centimeters, and a little bit left over. Okay, and you turn it portrait and score at 10 centimeters. Right, next bit. I've blended mine to put some colour around it. So all I've done is using my blending brush, is just gently taking it around the edges and then gone down the middle pieces as I've gone. The colour that I've used is aged mahogany, and because it's on white, and if I'm doing it nice and delicately, not putting too much ink on it, gives us really nice sort of gentle pink tone. Okay, using red liner tape. Okay, I'm going to fold this over and line them up and match it in. That then gives me my box, and I'm going to fold down 3 sides and leave one up. Okay. Hi Ali, nice to see you. Okay, now the next bit I've got to do is I've got to put some bits in here for my butterflies to stand on. So these are cut at 11 centimeters by 2 centimeters, and they're scored at 1 centimeter and 9 centimeters. Okay, and then I'm just going to put them in. And what I do is I put them loosely in place, so I don't press down too hard. I do one side definitely where I want it, and then I'm going to fold this so that it will go flat, and then that will put one in where it needs to go. And I'll do the same with the next one. So I shall be repeating this. Take the type off. Make sure it goes on one side really well. Put it in, push it down. Fold my card flat and push up. Now I've got 2 of them in there, and this is my last one. Hi Linda, Thanks for watching. Nice of you to join us today. Hope you enjoy watching me make a box card. I have to say it's one of my favourite cards, and when I've shown you how to do this one, I will show you some of my other things that I put into box cards, just so that you've got a few more ideas on how to play with it. Right, so I have 3 pieces of cardstock in there now, with which I can attach my bits and bobs to. I'm only going to put decorative paper on that one and that one. I'm going to leave these 2 plain. So I've got my decorative paper here, a little bit of glue, and I'm going to glue the one on the base. This cardstock is from my stash, and it's from my stash of bits and bobs that I have left over, so I'm guessing it's a Stamperia one by the feel of the quality, but I can't tell you what pack it came from, because it, like I just said, it's a little bit I had left, and I just thought it would work well for this, so that's what I've done. I'm just going to put some foam pads on so that this one sits up a bit higher. Okay, these are Crafters Companions foam pads, and they just they're 3mm deep, and they're quite nice. They just give a bit of depth to what you're doing, make it look a bit more interesting. Just line that up carefully. So that's my box now decorated. Okay, and that's, hi Sue, thanks for watching. Now I've done the same with all of my butterflies. I've gone round the edge with the aged mahogany very gently, so they've all got this sort of warmth tone on them. And if you can't really see very well, but this is actually stuck onto a piece of acetate with a bit of red line tape at the top. Now I've done all of mine at the same length at the moment, but what happens is as I put them in, and I will decide how high I want them. So they're all at the same at the moment lengthwise, which is 10 centimetres of acetate cut by 1 centimetre wide. And I'm just going to decide where I'm going to stick them. One of the things that's really good to remember is that when you fold your card flat, you want it to go into an envelope. So don't go off too far either side of things, otherwise you're not going to be able to put it in an envelope. So think about where you're going to want things to go a little bit. So red line tape, a little bit on the end. Just going to trim it off. Okay. And I can now put this one on where I think I would like him to go. So at the moment that's now stuck there. So that's my first butterfly in. And I alternate my colours, so I don't tend to put them all the same at the same point. They vary as they go through. Okay, so I put different ones on in different places. A bit more red line tape. Change my scissors because those ones aren't doing what I want them to do. Seem to have managed to get myself tangled up with red tape today, which is not unusual. Now I've put my tape up higher on this one, so I'm just going to trim off the excess piece of acetate because this is going to sit lower, and so it's just going to be a bit lower, and I'm going to just put it on sort of there. As you can see that the heights are slightly different. Oh, I've missed the glue. Just a minute, let's put it back. There we go, glue. It's on now. So that's sort of starting to put it in place. You see how it's gradually starting to build. There's quite a nice kaleidoscope of butterflies here, plodding along quite happily. Okay, I hope you get a chance to pop in down to the shop this weekend, because we have some beautiful new stamps come through, really pretty, nice, and be fun to have a play with. Even more gnomes, absolutely adoring the gnomes at the moment, which is good. Okay, we're nearly there. We are very nearly done now. Put that one down there, I think. Oh, come on, blue. Tape off would help. Okay, so I think that's probably enough butterflies on that one. So there's my butterfly box done. And that, when I go to fold it down, and that I can decide which side or which way around it actually folds better when I put it in, and then I can decide that that's the way that I'm going to put it in my envelope, and that's so you can just sort of play with it and see where it's going to sit. So it'll lay flat for you once you've got all your butterflies done. So it'll lay nicely flat, and then you can just pop it up when you get there, and it looks beautiful. Okay, so some other ideas for box cards. Now, as I said, we've had lots of gnomes and things over the last few months, and I absolutely adore them. So here is my gnome one. This is my gnome box card. Okay, so I've been fussy cutting out all my little gnomes and my little toadstools, which is really fun. I've cut out some green card and put it on the top, and I've embossed it and distressed it. This one used Tim Holtz house dies that I've used a couple of times now to cut out the windows and bits to make it look like they're in front of their house. The little leaves are Riverside beads die, Riverside crafts dies, sorry, and they're really cute. As is the log, that's from Riverside Crafts, and I've put a window and a little door on the log so it gives you an idea that that's somebody's home as well. So that's my gnome pop-up, which is quite nice. One of the other things that's really good is they look fantastic if you do them all in tonally. So you sort of do them in monochrome. So this is my snowflake one, and this is a lovely card, really nice Christmas card, and you get to use all your nice sort of snowflakey dies watching that, which is quite nice. Welcome, Anne, thank you for joining us. And then this is my one of my others that I like to do, and this is the Robin stamp that we've had in from Mudware again. But I've paper pieced these, and as you can see, these are all stood on wire because they wanted legs. And it's just jewellery wire that we have in the shop. It's the 0.5, I think it is, or 0.6. So it's quite narrow, but it's just enough to make these sort of like tremble when you put them up. So they work quite well. That's quite a nice way of doing something a bit different. Also really good for putting flowers onto one if you want to. You can use wire for that, and it gives a nice stem. So just to finish off, short and sweet today, doing the box card. So I'm just going to let you see the ones all done up next to each other that I've just done. So we've got the robins, our butterflies, the kaleidoscope butterflies, which just look stunning. The snowflakes, which makes a really good Christmas card. So you can see how you can use it to do multiple things. And last but not least is my toadstools, which you can use now and do and have fun. So it's worth having a go and having a play. It takes a bit of time when you're cutting out, and you can really make these box cards yours. Okay, so thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my demo. Very quick, but it's nice and easy to do. Box cards are not as hard as what you probably think. I'll just quickly again go over the scoring, because that's the only bit you really need to take any time over, and once you've done that, it's quite simple. Okay, so I'll just do the scoring once more for you. So this is my scoreboard, my piece of cardstock. I line it up to the edge. I'm going to score at 7 centimetres and at 14 centimetres. I'm going to fold my piece of card and take it back up to the edge piece, and I'm going to score at 7 and at 14. Then I'm going to turn my piece of card around, and I'm going to score all the way down at 10 centimetres. Now, a piece of A4 card is 21 centimetres that way and 29 3/4 this way. So as long as you can sort of leave yourself enough to sort out, it's quite a nice way of doing it. And then we just trim it down, and that's all you've got to do. Remember that it's the short side that you're taking the piece off of, the 10 centimetre side, not the other side. And you just going to follow your score lines, cutting down. If you want to, you can do it on a guillotine, so you get straighter lines. I'm not too worried about that, because the score lines are very definitely there, so it's quite easy to do, to follow them. And you just fold your bits down. Remember to keep one up high, because you're going to need it. Fold your bit in there, and use a bit of glue, and there we go. That's the start of your box card. Nice and simple. So thank you for joining me today, and I shall see you all next week. Take care. Bye bye.